What's this? It's calling.
From a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to From the Ashes Radio on About Face Media. How do we sound? We have spent the last hour or so down here playing with our toys, making sure that everything works the way it's supposed to.
Quit asking how we sound. We fixed everything.
We know we sound
We sound great. So we centered well in the camera.
Well, I mean,
No, we are, because I did. All right. I'm here. They can hear me. We're good.
I like how proud you are of yourself that you are.
Drives me crazy.
That's my favorite part is how proud you are of yourself. A little echo. You're a little echo, Nathan Eichhorn. How the heck are you, man? A little echo. Do we really have a little echo? Let's see.
Hey, when was the last time you saw him?
Eichhorn?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really positive. Why?
It's been a while.
Why? What's up?
Jiu-jitsu was
Something
too
different.
tough for him.
Jiu-jitsu's too tough for him.
That's what I heard.
He says he's doing yoga on Friday, but I believe that shit. I see it.
Well, I do yoga 6 days a week.
I can tell. Look at you.
Man,
Is that code
I'm
for something?
looking ears, out of shape, lazy. Oh, there's a lot, dude. We've had almost 2 weeks because last week's show was I couldn't.
It was a great show, but it was a cluster.
Yeah, great content, great stuff. I'm juggling. I'm like, dude, when I hold this one, the sound works over there, but it doesn't work right. Yeah.
Jody Owens is here. Jody, it's good to see you. Glad you're here. I know, and I had to unfuck a few things. I told
we were
you
supposed to
my
be, and you stood me up for a date. We had a date. Listen to this. I got stood up by one of my dog children because of one of my dog children. So like, oh, we're gonna work on equipment tonight. So I have to cancel to the birthday party. Okay, I tagged in this video of a dog getting happy birthday saying to it, and you sitting there, and I'm like, what's going on here? I see how important you are.
Do you remember that dog's birthday? Do you remember?
Yes,
how it went?
that was.
Yes, it was.
No.
I show up for the show.
Oh, both of them were crazy. We've had 2 litters of livestock guardian dogs, and both of them you were there for.
Yeah.
The first one, you and me were like, "Oh shit, we have puppies. We found them," and I would crawl underneath the deck and get them.
I have pictures of you handing me puppies
Yes,
from underneath.
that was litter 1. Litter 2, you showed up and you're like, "God, Marshmallow's even pregnant." I'm like, "I know." I'm like, "I've been watching her and keeping her close to the house. I think she's gonna pop any minute." We got done with the show and went, "Where's Marshmallow?"
Oh, that was second litter. Oh, I thought that was first. Oh,
no,
I'm
that was second.
cross-threading.
The first one was under the deck. The
Oh.
second one was
I'm cross-threading.
she was hanging out before the show, and then she had babies during the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm cross-threading. I didn't realize all that.
Yeah.
That's even better. Let's see what other comments we got going. Jody, Eichhorn. All right. All kinds of
Yeah.
good
See,
stuff.
at least he's an honest person. I love that. I told you my
My badge was injured.
I was going to say wrist and be show up.
Whatever, man. Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. But how, Eichhorn, dude, how you fit? Brandon Bartlett is here. That makes me happy. Joe Ash, welcome to the show. How do you fish so damn much, man? I'm jealous. How? I want to do what you do so that you're able to fish so damn
If you would
much.
just get jiu-jitsu more, you can fish more.
Yeah.
It's still coming. Man. It won't quit.
I hope someone's not listening. Good Lord. It's gonna beat my ass. Whatever. But yeah, folks, we have one fucking hell of a show
Dude, I'm
tonight.
pumped for this night tonight.
Hunter 7. That's amazing. That's good stuff. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. I love the way you upgraded the security system of the house, by the way. That was pretty awesome. That is pretty. So now when you walk into the super secret location, there's an audio as what can I do? My saying early. Of course you
Audible
can.
alarm.
I mean, I'm not sure how that works. What do you call it? Yeah, audible alarm. As soon as you walk in, there's like what they did is they stack some snow shovels by the front entrance, and what that does is wake up a sleeping baby who starts to cry. It's perfect. So like, there's
when
sneaking in
people
to the
come here.
super secret location. Yeah.
Who's your Carl for this week?
Oh,
We got an officer Carl, don't you?
yeah, fucking asshat from New Hampshire.
It was great because like I kind of knew you were talking about. I was like, you send me that? You didn't send me that. I just remembered it
Yeah, no
because
shit.
it pissed me off enough.
Oh, stick up. All right. Get ready to get pissed off, listeners.
Oh, then I'm gonna piss everybody off and say something terrible.
All right. Well, hang on. Let's bring Allie in for this one because she's gonna. Allie, you free?
Hell yeah!
Allie, this one's
I
gonna
bet
piss
you me
off.
and Allie fucking rant differently on this, but it pisses us both off.
You guys hear me talk about a nip slip?
No, this is some shit like that, but it's more like a tip slip.
Yeah, this one's gonna piss you off,
Fucking
Allie.
guy.
Allie, did you hear about the commander from the New Hampshire National Guard?
Is that the one that? No.
Yes.
All right. So, well, first of all, welcome to the show, Allie. You look
Hi.
amazing.
Thank you.
We are all in disbelief. This comes from CNN. We are all in disbelief how the New Hampshire National Guard failed to protect female soldiers. Actually, you know what? We're going to save Carl. Let's go to Allie first. We're going to save Carl to the end of the show. Allie, how are you? You looking okay?
Yeah,
She realized
I'm
what
just-
you're talking about. Now she wants to stab somebody.
I'm gonna. So I
We're not
mean,
going to start the show with violence. We're going to start the show with Allie.
yeah. Which most of the time I am violent. So yeah.
We're
So
gonna
National
save Carl for
Guardsmen.
the end of the
I'm
show.
assuming. I'm assuming where you're going with the story is several
Sexual assault,
cases of
yes.
MST, right?
Yes. But we're not. We're going to save that for the end of the show. We're going to start the show on a good note.
Yeah.
Allie says no, and she's helping soldiers because she's a VSO. It's what she does. Allie, welcome to From the
That's what I
Ashes.
do. Yeah.
Some of our listeners might not always get to hear your segment, so
Yeah,
Hello.
that's true. Hi.
hi.
So, I'm a really good VSO.
Yes, you
We're
are.
not perfect.
I don't know about that.
I'd like to think so, but I'm
We are.
I'm trying
That's
to.
what we tell people.
So not all VSOs are created equal, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
So it's so important that veterans keep in contact with their VSO. It's so important. Like, if you have heard nothing in 3 months after submitting an initial claim, find out. Call your VSO or call the 800 number. Because I had a veteran in my office today who went to a VSO in a neighboring town,
Uh-huh.
filed for boots on ground Vietnam, filed for neuropathy. It was denied. So he did a 0995 supplemental claim with new evidence. He got a nexus letter from his doctor saying that the neuropathy is more likely than not because of Agent Orange exposure, because he was with the engineers and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It was denied again. So the next step is Board of Appeals. So a Board of Appeals was filed and he was denied again. So I'm like, I don't understand why. He's got the diagnosis, he's got the boots on ground, he's got the exposure, he's like, what's going on? So as I'm looking into this, the
Uh-oh.
previous VSO who did his claim when they submitted a 0995 did not put in that nexus letter. Therefore, there was no new and relevant evidence, and so therefore the VA denied his claim, causing the veteran to go to the Board of Appeals. All of that shit could have been avoided if one, the VSO submitted the right fucking paperwork, and two, if in 2 months he hadn't heard anything, hey, I haven't heard anything from the VA. What should I do? Call 800-827-1000. Then he would have realized that there was no new and relevant evidence uploaded with his claim. So now he can never fight this again. I was on the phone with the VA for an hour because the judge already decided on it. I was on the phone with the VA for an hour. Like, it was VSO error. Like, he deserves an extension. Like, the diagnosis was there. It was just a lot. So please, guys, if you
what happens now?
So we combed through his medical records, and I don't typically do that because if you don't know what's wrong with you, then how the hell am I going to know what's wrong with you, right? But I went through every blessed piece of his file with the NSO, and he volunteered for the draft, and he had a broken ankle. And so they know that they had a broken ankle, but it was exacerbated while he was in Vietnam. So we put in, because he had never put in for ankle pain, and he's got loss of range of motion, and now he's got a funny gait. He walks funny, which causes his knees, which causes his back. So we're hopefully going to connect all of that. But yeah, don't be assholes about it. They're like, oh, where's my claim? So a lot of times the VA will not communicate with us. They will communicate with the VA directly. But 800-827-1000 is the number you call to figure out where your claim is. Or va.gov. Do your id.me, do your login.gov, get verified, and you can literally see the status of your claims on your profile. But it's important you keep on your VSOs.
Okay. Good to know. Real good to know. I'm kind of helping out the veteran or two myself through some stuff like that. So the county that we are in, they are in between VSOs.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell happened to you, Allie? Allie, are you okay? Don't look directly into the asshole, Allie.
Get out of here.
You know, if you scratch your back.
He's so fresh.
Resist the temptation to flick it. I know it's hard for me too.
A little bit of barbecue sauce.
Yeah. The county that we are in is in between VSOs. So as I'm trying to help veterans,
What's his we shit?
We as in this
the people.
CEO. Not me, because I live in a good county. So I've been pointing people towards the county next to us. Is that the correct answer?
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's what I've been doing. All right. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't.
Some people have had claims going on for like 3 years without response. That's because they're in between.
An initial claim for 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
I
That's
knew this was
damn
gonna
near
piss you off.
impossible. No.
Well,
So not at the Board of Appeals, like initial, like a 526 EZ, like standard,
get the party started.
3 years?
Well, last homeboy didn't give a shit, and they haven't hired a new homeboy yet.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, and that's why they're calling. They're like, hey,
I'm like a skipping.
you've got a radio show for veterans, right? What do I do? And I'm like, hey, call these people because clearly you're getting butt fucked. So yeah. Stop making that face. You're on video.
Yeah, I mean, like a skipping stabbing mood. Evil stabbing mood.
Welcome
So it should not take 3 years for your initial claim to be rated.
Just because it expires October 16th, there's no reason for us to be worried yet.
What expires October 16th?
The 3-year limitation, like it ends. There's a thing there's a thing on their website that says, hey, your claim expires in October 16th. And I'm like, oh shit, call Douglas County.
Yeah, you don't have to
That's
see
a special
VSO.
kind of fucked up, by the way.
You don't have to see the VSO in your county. However, if you go to a different county, that VSO would probably say, I'm a little busy. Go back to your own VSO.
Got out a little bit. She gave up, didn't she? She quit.
No,
All right.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound like an angel. Keep talking.
I got to restart my PC because.
Don't do that. All right, Allie, We gotta go
I
get. We
appreciate
gotta
you
go.
guys.
This
Yeah, and
107
tell your guest that because he's in Providence, I'm literally in Taunton.
He's
which
in the
is
green room right now. He's listening to you talk.
okay, cool. Yeah, dude, I'm the VSO in Taunton. Find me literally anywhere on the internet.
He's giving the wave.
OnlyFans.com. Let's get
She's like,
together.
find
Here,
me on the
look,
dark
look,
web.
look. I'm gonna bring him on. You guys
There
can
you
make googly eyes at each other.
Dude, you
Allie,
picked up a
this
lot
is
of people. Here
Chachi.
we go
Chachi, this
again.
is Allie.
Joni loves Chachi. How many times do you get that? How many times? How many times?
What? I've never heard that. That's
Yeah, right.
amazing.
All
Hey,
right.
did they fix that freaking bridge yet? Can I cross over into your state yet?
So they're working on some stuff.
Yeah, because I use the Providence VA, and they're like, "Oh, you have a V." I'm like, "No, I don't. I'm not crossing that bridge." Teleconference, please. Yeah, I know it's terrible. Yeah, the
Can
bridge
the
almost
rest-
collapsed, you guys.
Can the rest of the nation have a clue what the fuck you two are talking about?
So there's a bridge that connects Massachusetts to Rhode Island, right? And it's the Washington Bridge, and they found a critical infrastructure damage, and so they literally like shut the bridge down. So now you have a major highway, and it's like one lane, and it's just awful.
Rhode Island was like,
so you
"Fuck
broke the
those
bridge,
guys,
Allie."
I'm out.
All right, Allie, we love you. Can't wait to see you next week. Thanks for stopping by. Love you the
My
best.
pleasure. Chachi, get my information from these fellas, and let's see what we can do together.
Sounds awesome.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye, Allie.
Bye.
Chachi, what's up, man? It's good to have you on the show.
Not much. Just kind of living the dream out here. A little bit of work, a little bit of vacation in my hometown of Kansas City. But great to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
Well, no, sir. So I need you to name names. This is the place. This is the place you come. We name names here. We point fingers. We do all of it. Who is the person who runs your social media and does the graphics?
That's Chelsea.
Chelsea, you're
Yes.
awesome. Whatever it is that you're doing, you are really good at what you do, and you deserve to have your pay doubled. Chelsea, we love you, Chelsea.
That woman is my absolute hero, right? From being one of the co-founders of Hunter 7 to putting all this together. But the fact that every single day she's got her mitts on all the social media stuff, putting out the information, grabbing all the data. And again, she just doesn't tell interesting stories. She tells compelling stories, right? And what will compel people to make changes or compel people to donate or support or get help or get screened or get educated, about cancer. She is just a living God when it comes to helping out our veterans. She does an amazing job.
When I meet Chelsea, I'm buying her a coffee, a beer, and a hug. She is the best at what she does.
100%.
So, Chachi, welcome to From the Ashes on About Face Media. I'm so glad we can finally get Hunter 7 and you on the show. You guys came out to Denver. I don't know if you were part of that crew that came out to Denver. But it was great to get the chance to purchase a t-shirt and get some stickers and meet the team. And you guys were super cool. So it was great to have you guys out here. Were you part of that crew that was out here?
I was not. I've been officially with Hunter 7 since probably mid-July as far as that goes. But I've known about them for years and worked with them for a number of years up until this point.
Well, welcome to the team. And you guys are saving some serious lives with what you guys are doing. So tell us about your military service. Tell us about how you came into the military, what branch of service you were, what you did.
You bet. So I joined in 1994, right out of high school. And it was funny because my freshman year in high school was Desert Storm. And I remember, and I'm not from a military family at all, but I remember watching the TV show. And every morning I was looking at the sortie count, right? The Air Force was flying the sorties. I couldn't tell you what a fucking sortie was at all, but I was counting, I was watching, like this is kind of crazy. And then 2 months into my senior year is when Black Hawk Down happened. I didn't know where I'd never heard of Somalia. I'd never heard of Mogadishu. I didn't know that we had people on the ground there, and come to find out that there were special operator, airmen on the ground doing that. Oh shit, I had no idea. And so, by the time my senior year came around, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I needed structure. So they had some pamphlets for the Air Force Special Warfare jobs, and then ended up becoming a Air Force TAC-P. And so that job is calling in airstrikes for Army units. So, out of my 25 careers, nearly every one of my assignments was an Army force, in some place. So that turned into 11 combat deployments. And and then just assignments everywhere. And always like a CONUS assignment, I would CONUS to OCONUS, CONUS to OCONUS. And that's just kind of how I PCS and put that around. And then retired in 2019. I was just coming off of a job in Kuwait where I was like the Air Force command chief for one of the Air Force bases there, like in Army terms, like a garrison CSM type dude. And just really wanted to be a dad. My kids at the time were 12 and 3, and I became unwilling to miss everything with a 3-year-old that I'd already missed with a 12-year-old. So just kind of hung up the uniform, went into retirement. And so I've done leadership consulting. I've got that stuff. I ran my Career Fields nonprofit for a number of years. And then I spent the last like 3-4 years working with Black Rifle Coffee Company, and then left them at the end of May. And Chelsea had reached out and had an opportunity to join the Hunter 7 team, and absolutely jumped at that chance because I love what they're doing. I love the focus. I love the absolute professionalism of what they do and how they do it, but then also the ability to be warriors and to have tough conversations in bad language, right? And just care about the end state of saving our veterans. It is a dream come true.
So this show is all about veteran-based nonprofits and veteran businesses that are having success and any opportunities that we can find for the veteran community. But Hunter 7 Foundation stands out far and above. You guys are bringing huge attention to cancer in the veteran community. So for those of us, so there's people in our audience right now, I don't know who those motherfuckers are, that don't know what the Hunter 7 Foundation is. Tell the world what Hunter 7 Foundation is doing right now.
So Hunter 7 at face value is a veteran nonprofit that helps treat veterans with cancer. So treat actually falls in probably 3 different lines of effort. Number one is just the education piece, right? Educating our warriors. Hey, your service, looks like there's a higher risk of cancer, right? As far as number one, just joining the service, or perhaps whatever your AFSC or MOS is, or where you were stationed, or where you deployed. We're trying to dive into all those areas and see if there's any correlation, see if there's any causation, as far as how that all works. And so let people know the risks associated with that. But another cool thing that I didn't realize that Hunter 7 that I think is really, really leading the way on is teaching other medical professionals how to treat veterans. Because if a civilian comes in and presents with something, a veteran coming and presenting with that other thing, like you're going to have different lines of questioning, and some of the assumptions that some of the medical care providers are go into treating veterans with have kind of been disproven. And so they will do a different line of questioning or a different understanding of what that human being has, because as a veteran, you're exposed to a lot of different things that most people aren't. So that education piece, I think, in and of itself cannot be, underestimated or understated as, enough. And so like it's super profound, like the education piece that Chelsea and the other co-founder, Dr. Sherry Boucher, are putting this together. That's rad. The second part is the scans. Making sure that we're getting screening for our veterans, because again, preventive care, like when you're talking, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. But like realistically, a week of prevention is worth years of life. If like you really need to get ahead of this. And so if you downplay that, it's bad. Like perfect example for me was when I started formally working with Chelsea, she had me go out to do my blood scans. Lo and behold, my blood scans came back perfect. And it's been an absolute joke that, oh my gosh, I'm perfect. The blood's great, right? They were within the limits for everything, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome for you. That's very good for you. I'm very glad.
Super, I was absolutely blown away by this. But then she wanted me to go do one of the Pronovo MRI scans, which is this super hella mega MRI thing. So I went out to LA and I did the scan. A week later, came back and come to find out I've got a severely fatty liver. And I'm not a big drinker now. I'm having a glass right now, right? But I rarely drink anymore. I did a whole lot during my 20s and 30s. But I'm not a big drinker. So Chelsea's looking at this and saying, hey, based on the blood that you have here, there's quite literally no medical evidence that would lead us down the path to say that this is what's causing your severely fatty liver, other than PFAS, right? And so some of these other cancer carcinogen type of things that are going that way. So all the information that they've been able to obtain, it's just like the whole screening thing. So like I never would have known, and that could go into different things, or possibly even cirrhosis later. Who knows?
Mhm,
So I'm actively in the process of curbing that, putting all that together. And then really the third part of this is the actual treatment process of our veterans. Sadly, we get a lot of people who reach out entirely too late, but it's a process of either raising money or leveraging our network or just connecting service providers in some way, shape, or form to make sure that our warriors get the right treatment in the right area for the right thing. And hopefully not the old mom and pop type of treatment you had before. All the stuff that Chelsea and Sherry are doing together is really cutting edge. They're looking at the science behind how all this works, what we can do to treat cancer quicker, faster, better, with and trying to eliminate as much of the side effects, the shitty byproduct that come with a lot of these things. I mean, it really is inspiring to see what these amazing women are trying to do to make the world better for veterans. Like it's just inspiring.
What caused the Hunter 7 Foundation to come about? What caused the birth of the Hunter 7 Foundation? And where does the name come from?
So Chelsea had met her husband Kyle, and Chelsea was in the
Great
Army.
guy,
Kyle
got to
was in
meet
the
him
Army. Right, and just an absolute hoot of a human being. And it's funny because like he's very like loud spoken in private circles, whatever. And he's not a guy who kind of runs around and just does cartwheels and doing whatever because I'm that person. But he's such a great kind soul. And then when he and Chelsea were dating, and he was mentioning how many of his friends had died. And turns out it wasn't a combat thing, nor was it suicide. He's like, no, all my friends are dying from cancer. And even his sergeant major during one of those deployments, Rob Bowman, whose call sign was Hunter 7, they started this, with the blessing of the Bowman family, started this like to honor him and as an homage to him and try and chip away at this problem that is veteran service related cancer. As far as this goes, and so they've done a hell of a job. But from those humble beginnings, they've really done a lot with a darn near all volunteer force. To do big stuff. Last year, Black Rifle Coffee teamed up with the UFC to do a matching campaign up to $150,000 for their Veteran Day weekend for UFC. I believe it was $295 at the time, to put all that together. So they've done a great job of building this up and getting the money coming in and doing what they can to help as many veterans as they can.
You guys are just killing it, man.
Big
Absolutely
stuff.
amazing. Yeah. So we end every show with a segment we call Never Forgotten. And it's historically been service members that have been killed in action. And I'm going to get all verklempt here as we start talking. We're starting to lose service members and our friends and our peers to cancers and just, long-standing disease processes and whatnot. And we don't want that segment to start being guys that we've lost to disease processes. And thank God for the Hunter 7 Foundation and what you guys are doing. Never stop what you're doing. What does the future look like for the Hunter 7 Foundation? How can we support it? What are the next steps looking like for the Hunter 7 Foundation?
Really, as far as this goes, when Chelsea had reached out to kind of bring me on, it wasn't because they needed any help whatsoever. She was just out of her bandwidth, so everyone there has full-time jobs. Chelsea herself is, doing her graduate classes she's in her doctoral classes, as it were, right down at Georgetown University. So she's focusing on that.
She's not a doctor yet?
No,
you would think that chick is like king of the world.
Yes. But
Holy shit.
she's maybe a year away for this. But
she's already kicking ass. So.
And she's already kicking ass, and she's an extremely talented and experienced ER nurse. And so she's doing that for years and years. But doing the Hunter 7 ER nurse, like as a professor at Rhode Island College as well. Same with Dr. Sherry Boucher. She's teaching as well. So everyone kind of has full-time jobs of putting this all together. So my role coming out of this is just really lighten the admin load for them. Let them focus on the science. Let them focus on all the medical stuff that they're steeped in, that they are passionate about. And quite honestly, let me do all the bitch work, right? Like I just want to go through. I want to apply for grants, right? I want to kiss hands and shake babies, and go through and meet people, and then lobby other businesses, and then doing the grant applications and networking and mutually beneficial support and collaborative type stuff where I can do a lot of like the admin business side. the slave and let them focus on like the true purity of their mission and what they are truly passionate about.
Wow, man. Yeah. You're doing the hard work.
I'm doing the boring work, but again,
Yeah.
like when you get to see these amazing people that I get to work with, and all that data that they've been able to collect, all the data that they've been able to really synergize to help tell again a very compelling story about why you need to get tested early, why we need to educate medical providers for all that. So to be around that every day and see this amazing organization that they helped build, man, it's very easy to be the admin guy. It turns out I'm somewhat good at it. Just orchestra, putting that together, combining it, and then just keep going. And we're going to apply for somewhere between 30 and 50 different grants, which is kind of interesting for us. And there's, as I'm sure you guys know, there are over 45,000 veteran-centric nonprofits. But we're going to apply somewhere between 30 and 50 grants within the next 12 months. And then we're going to start hitting up the military industrial complex. Like, hey, for all these big companies that are out there, like if you really want to care about veterans, this is one of the biggest threats to them right now. So let's see what we can do. Let's raise some money. Let's help some people out and put all that together. So hopefully we can draw paths to new funding streams and to leverage that moving forward and do bigger and better collaborations as the awesomeness of Hunter 7 truly goes global.
It's a constant conversation around here, so we totally get it, man. Hey, a lot of our audience obviously is the veteran community, veteran families, all that. All the tests and stuff that you're talking about, where can the veterans and their families find more information about some of the stuff that you're talking about?
Yeah, we are in the process of kind of revamping our website right now and putting all that literature out there and all those different links. But realistically, if you're a veteran out there and you don't know, if you had to, survive the poo pond at Kandahar Airfield, and all that, or the burn pit there at Bagram, and then everyone had to jog around like on Route Disney, and all that. It's like send an email, info@hunter7.org. And we will see what we can do. And Chelsea and Sherry have done a great job of working with different organizations so that we get some of these screening things at a much, much cheaper cost. Like people can go out there and get them on their own. But some insurances don't cover that. Some people just don't have the excess cash, especially in this kind of economy, as it turns out. So if they want to send emails, if they've got some questions, if they think that they are an at-risk type of person or have worked in at-risk type of environments, info@hunter7.org, and we'll see what we can do to get you going in the right direction.
Let's say you're a couple of crusty old bastards getting your health care from the Department of Veterans Affairs, who we all know and wow, we're going to hold comment on that one. Is that information that I can take to my primary care manager at the VA and say, hey, Hunter 7 Foundation says I should get these tests. Go ahead and start ordering.
I want to be very careful with how I would word that answer, right? As far as
I want to use that exact language, Chachi.
Only because at the end of the day, anything different is good, right? If you want to get scanned, if you want to do something like when they're talking about like prostate cancer or like colorectal, like it used to be 50. Well, 45 is the new 50, right? So as far as the different things and one of the
you're old, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Did you see the light go out in his eyes when you said that?
So there's one of my amazing teammates who lives in Phoenix, Arizona, where I live. She went in for her annual like pap and pelvic. She was just turning 45, and her doctor there was like, "Hey, I think we should schedule you a colonoscopy." She's like, "Well, I'm not 50." I'm like, "Well, I think 45 is the new 50." So purely on a whim, her doctor got her set up with that. Just in now ounce of prevention, boom, it comes back stage 2 colorectal cancer. That she never would have gone. She was not symptomatic. So it's one of those things. So like if your provider is there, like, hey, I need to do cancer screenings, right? I'll be sure to send you guys like a link to the different stuff that we do. I will say that the test that we do is the one test, right? So you can find one test out there, and you can look up Prenovo scans, PRENUVO, I believe it is. And they have 6 different locations throughout the country. So may not be feasible to go to any of those locations. And again, they give us like an amazing discount if it's done through Hunter 7, as far as that goes. Oh, and by the way, like we don't pocket any of that excess money, as far as that goes. Like if they give us a discount, like we don't keep it all to do whatever. They just give us a discount out of the goodness of their own heart to help out veterans. So like with those two scans, I would recommend those because that's what we use. However, I would not want to imply that I'm providing medical advice that you would take to any of your medical service providers at the VA.
Dude, I'm totally going off of Tim's medical advice.
That's
and I'm
exactly
gonna
what
tell
I'm doing.
fucking
My buddy
veterinarian
Chachi said,
how it is.
Yeah, he said, and I quote verbatim.
"Watch this video, Doc."
And he said, "No, listen, Chachi, Johnny Nixon."
And I thought I gave a nice paid political answer to that, by the way. So,
I'm editing that part out.
No, one of the best things I think I've heard all fucking days when you first came on, you go, let's have a good conversation with bad language. Holy shit, did you just sum me up in a fucking nutshell?
That's outstanding, man. I love everything.
That was
Look,
great.
so in addition to all the veterans that are listening, Chachi, we have, I'm sure there are a bunch of millionaires and billionaires listening. All right, maybe that's not completely accurate.
Where the fuck can they help you?
Yeah, exactly. They want to donate. How can people support the Hunter 7 Foundation? And more importantly, how can you buy those sweet ass t-shirts?
Yeah, go to hunter7.org. We've got a donate button. Like we've got a store in there. So by all means, please buy, donate, do whatever. For every $1,000 that we're able to generate in donated revenue, we're able to afford 4 of those different blood tests and just over half of one of those MRI scans. As far as that goes. So Chelsea and Sherry have done an amazing job of stretching those dollars to get as many people in as we absolutely can. But we've got somewhere between 80 and 100 people on our waiting list. We've got 30 scheduled to get scans that haven't been there. So thankfully, and then also horribly, we're at a no shortage of veterans to help. Right? We absolutely want to help as many we can. We wish there weren't that many, but I think that number is just going to keep growing as long as we've got wars, as long as America still needs to be protected. So I think our client base will be a big thing to look at and to prepare for moving forward. And that's what we're trying to do. Like we may not be able to help all the veterans at all the times, but we can help somebody at this time. And that's we're going to do what we can with what we have at this time, regardless of the circumstances, right? And we're going to help some veterans find success. And then hopefully there's a listener, there's a viewer out there watching Right Meow who gets inspired, be like, hey, maybe I'm at risk. Maybe things haven't been great. Maybe this has ran in my family. Maybe I'm just absolutely curious and I want to do the smart thing and get myself educated and get myself tested. Send an email to info@hunter7.org and we'll see what we can do to help our amazing warriors.
I look damn sexy in that t-shirt. I often walk around the house in just that t-shirt and a sock, not necessarily on my foot.
Ooh, go on. Hold on.
Chachi, we are already way over time. You have been extremely generous with your time. I'm going to hand you off to my hetero life mate over here. He's going to give you the outgoing instructions. Yeah, man, he is all yours.
I wonder if it's as clear to your teenage children as it is to me. How much you're trying to get them out of the
Teenage?
house.
They're in their late 20s or their early 20s, man. They get it. Get the fuck out of my basement, you little brats.
Chachi, at the end of your time with us, we give you 2 minutes. Remind us of your socials, handles, info, and then whatever we didn't go over, whatever you wanted to say that we didn't talk about, you get 2 minutes for your time to shine, sir.
Yeah, 2 minutes. So my socials, Instagram at Chachi Pachesa, CHACHI PACHASA. You're gonna see it there on the screen. Twitter's at Tim Pachesa. Facebook's Tim Pachesa as well. And I just want to say for all of our people, there's the biggest thing that I see. Obviously, like the majority of my friends are veterans. You can't serve for 25 years without building out a pretty epic network of warriors. But you always know somebody who had it worse. You know somebody who went through it longer, who had a tougher time. Please, for the love of God, don't let that stop you from reconciling for yourself that you went through some hard shit too. That you can't discount any of the struggles that you've had or any of the environments that you've been exposed to. Please just take some time, please get screened somehow. Like take care of yourself. Like people say it all the time. I was talking to my wife about it today. You're like, oh my God, I would die for my kids. I'm like, well, that's pretty easy, right? The hard thing is to live for your kids, right? What are you going to do every day to live for your kids? Focus on that every day. Get screened, be healthy, get tested, do what you need to do. Because I promise you, like Jordan Peterson says, like your kids absolutely want to have the very best relationship that they possibly can with you. And I promise that your kids want you around for as long as possible. I'm sitting here in my childhood home. I'm with my brother, his girls, my parents who are thankfully still alive, and I want to enjoy them for years and years to come. So please take time, invest in yourself, get screened, be healthy, do what you got to do.
That's
Love it.
outstanding. That's dude, well spoken. Great words, man. Chachi, you got anything you want to add to the safety brief at the end of the show?
No, I just want to say, hey, thank you guys for doing stuff like this. I've got a leadership podcast that I've kind of let be dormant for a few years now. But again, like the more veterans that we can get connecting, the more veteran that we can get talking. If we get one more email today because you guys did this, you had a huge fucking win for us. So thank you for your efforts to help out the community writ large. Thank you for doing what you can just to make sure that you're giving back in some way, you're providing support some way. So all the admiration, love, and respect to you guys as well.
Thank you for being a part of the show, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. We have that same mentality out here. It's like by the end of the show, if like one person does one cool thing, it like helps them out. We're good.
It's an honor to have you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Chachi with the Hunter 7 Foundation. Motherfuckers, go to their website, order a shirt, help each other out, get your ass screened. Chachi, thank you so much for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. Really an honor to have you.
Thank you for having me, y'all. Happy to come back at any time. If you need anything from me, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Stay in touch, brother. Have a great rest of your night.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye. Dude, what a great organization.
I don't like how we just talked about all these 45 tests, 40 for this year. Bitches can get your ass screened. No, nobody's screening my ass.
Well, so dude, I turned 50 and I've been asking for that hose up the ass.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
And at my doctor too. And
this is twice in a week.
And
I disowned you.
Yeah. Once for the well, but here's the thing. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, can I get the hose up the ass? And she's like, here, shit on this piece of paper and mail it back to us in a box. And I'm like, that's like a cheap way out. So, and it's pissing my wife off to no end.
Have
So,
you done the shit on the stick and the foldy thing for like your injury and shit?
Oh, yeah.
In the bag.
yeah. Checking for blood.
That makes my fucking day. That was like E3 fucking private rock.
Yeah.
I shit in the bag.
I had to do it for
Like you're
flight
not gonna
all the
make it through pre-injury. All
I had to do it for flight every year. So yeah, I mean that was not a thing. So yeah, that was easy stuff. But yeah, I mean God, why do all the flight docs have arthritic fingers? Those giant fucking knuckles.
What the fuck is the matter again?
Remember, you're the one that wanted to fly.
Oh God! You're requesting.
I just want to know, man.
You're checking out dudes' fingers and requesting, checkups.
I don't want to die of
For
cancer.
my pleasure.
By the way, where's my cigar? But anyway,
Not in my house.
the super secret location.
Hey, no matter how cool you think you are not World War II or Vietnam vet with a cigar. Okay, you will never be that.
Yeah,
So it does not intensify your coolness.
that's not true.
I really fucking wish I liked cigars. I really just don't.
I wish you did.
I don't like being around them. I don't like smoke.
I'm glad you don't. It's an expensive habit. So yeah, I'm glad you. Hey, being a flight medic would be cool. Hates flying in helicopter. Fuck off, Junior.
Yeah, what the fuck does it matter with you? I love helicopters, bro.
Dude, you think so? Because all you do is sit there and just wait to get offloaded. I had to do work. It sucks, dude. It's not as fun as it sounds.
Don't lie. Every time you're in a helicopter, you're not doing work.
Well, that's accurate.
It's the same thing as being in the infantry. They're like, "Ooh, keep doors and fucking
Yeah, that's 20% of your job. The other 80% is laying around waiting for something to happen.
Yeah,
getting yelled at by Staff Sergeant Rodenbach. Yeah, exactly. Making sure everybody else looks the same as you do.
POV inspections.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. yeah, I'm from the old school days. Spit shine your boots. Let me see them things.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Remember the day you switched to fucking desert boots? Is
Yeah.
that not fucking awesome? I remember.
And they gave us those shitty uniforms to go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me get BDUs and fucking deserts that aren't shiny.
Yep.
Like, why are we shining?
Yep. You're exactly right. All right. Since
Do
we
you want
had,
to finish up your Carl?
yeah. All right. Let's go back to that since we had Ali on early today. So this comes from CNN. We are all in disbelief how the New Hampshire National Guard failed to protect female soldiers. When a military police battalion from the New Hampshire National Guard arrived at the U.S. southern border in October of 22, the unit's commander, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Patterson, immediately began making soldiers uncomfortable. In one instance, Patterson sent a junior female officer a picture of a sexually themed beer garden babe costume, suggesting she wear it to the battalion's upcoming Halloween party. Really?
No, there's more. I'm thinking about it. I think 2 years ago when this first happened, not because they're getting ready for trials or whatever. I think when it happened, we talked about it.
Yeah,
I
what a
remember
fucking turd this guy was.
one of the things is he was talking about like, oh, I was getting a massage and I got an erection.
Yeah,
And I was thinking about you.
Yes.
Lieutenants or some shit like
you
that.
do. Well, here's the part that's going to piss you off. So yeah, long story short, and I'm drastically summarizing, he basically sexually harassed every fucking female in his unit. Now let's get to the part that's going to really irritate the shit out of you. As part of a plea deal,
Yep.
Patterson is being forced to retire as a major. They bumped him
Retirement.
down a rank and forced his ass to retire.
Fuck you, you're out, bitch. Like his shit isn't like questionable, uncomfortable comments. His is fucking terrible with like dozens of women. It goes back when he was fucking way lower ranking officer. There's patterns like fuck that dude is out. Fucking retirement. Fucking healthcare.
Fuck your kneecaps.
Now,
And-
now that I made it very clear that I do not condone his behavior, I would whoop the fuck out of it if I saw him. Doesn't change something. I say it all the time.
Yep. You're gonna get killed. 9 current and former members of the New Hampshire National Guard described a culture where sexual harassment was solid and allowed to flourish. This gets even worse. So the homeboy gets retired as a fucking major.
Yeah, dude, he got a fucking severance package.
Yes, he did. Oh, hold on. You know what else happened? So these all 9 women from the unit report this shit. You know who else who got fired? Guess who got fired? If you had to guess, all this whole thing, if you had to guess who was going to get fired from this whole abortion, who got fired?
All the people that reported too.
No.
No. Well, they did somehow it was not.
Guess.
I don't know what
The sexual assault prevention coordinator is the one who got fucking fired. The lady that brought all this to the chain of command is the one who got fucking fired.
well,
Because she didn't do her job, is what they said.
correctly leading up to it.
Yeah.
Well, what did she ignore reporting or something?
No, she did everything she was supposed to do, and instead the New Hampshire National Guard fired her ass.
She didn't do it.
Hang on.
There's got it. I don't know anything about that one.
Citing medical issues. So CNN, she had not reported any medical issues. She'd been discussing concerns over retaliation and leadership's treatment of her in a conversation believed to be confidential. Yeah, so her ass got fucking fired.
I bet she didn't get that fucking severance package he did.
No, she did not. No, she
I wonder
did
how
not.
many fucking soldiers. Dude, do you have a guy who was in your leadership that you're openly gonna throw a thump into that you see? There's a reason I'm asking you this. Not because I have one, but I do.
No, I don't have
I
a
don't
guy.
fucking say his name. I want to.
No,
I want to.
I do have a major who I want to.
Okay, so you got to.
Not a guy. Keep talking. I have a female who I'd love to.
I never was female.
I have a female I'd love to
generation.
dick punch.
So, how many fucking people in this dude's past have him as their guy?
Yep.
Male and female. I'm not just saying the females. How many fucking dudes probably knew that dude was a douche, couldn't do shit about it, or tried to, and one level above them or 2 level above them was like, oh shit, fuck up.
Yep. You're exactly right.
Look, I'm all about the old boy system when it's not hurting others.
Mhm.
Okay. fucking draw a line. You're fucking fellow.
So
You're not being a sleazeball at the titty bar drunk on a Friday night, fucking fresh back from fucking combat. No.
I have a young female in my life who I give a shit about, who works in a male-dominated industry. If I heard some shit like that, it's time to fire up the Louisville Slugger. I'm splitting skulls. Go ahead. Let her come home and tell me a fucking story like that. Hi, I'm her dad. Let's have a conversation, motherfucker. You think she's a bitch?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a conversation, and you're not gonna like how it ends.
I had a conversation with an incredible father,
And I look fucking great in
Dude,
orange.
a good friend of ours. I don't think you'll pick up on the conversation. We were talking about this. We have a friend. He's got daughters that are teenagers. One of them dated for the first time, and the boy's a douche. And one of the subject matters was that we should be present in all levels of the daughters seeing boys. Period. Whatever, all levels. Calling, we should be part of. I didn't say like fucking helicopter in every moment, but I'm saying we should be part of. Why is that? Our presence deters their behavior.
Agreed.
And people that cannot rein it in to have good behavior usually just don't come around. Right?
Agreed.
Like, if I was one of those females' fathers, whether I was 50 or not, I'd be like, oh, retired staff sergeant Wise is going to come down to division headquarters and have a conversation. Tell me it wouldn't change a fucking thing. If my 30-year-old captain daughter told me some shit like that, and his reports are terrible.
Yeah. When you read that shit.
What really bothers me is it's over years, there was reports like constantly.
And how did that motherfucker keep getting promoted?
And
Putting
then finally at the end, we get to the point where we're going to just retire and you go to major. Like, that's good money for the rest of your life, and you're getting all this shit. And somewhat I support that once you sign the dotted line, once you've done your job, you get that. But there's also this part where you should be in fucking prison. His shit is prison. This fucking dude had to retire. Oh, poor you. You had to retire.
Yeah. Homeboy should be Leavenworth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that when we are just so if there's a civilian listener, in case you didn't know, when you get punished under NJB, UCMJ, whatever it is for your military branch, generally speaking, it is much more fucking severe with the civilian world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Our jails are not the fucking same. Okay.
You're
still in the military.
Little rocks.
Okay. You still fucking wake up and dress right, have formations. Mm-hmm. You're under regulation. Like, it's different. Okay. When you get a little slap on the wrist when you're a private and you do 45 and 45, that's fucking terrible. Mm-hmm. They take your money, they take your rank, 40 extra duty depending on your unit.
No, it blows ass.
I mean, those dudes, it was rough. Like, you were staying at parade rest for other privates. Like, life was fucking terrible. You were one, I'm not going to say, you're a very low level human being in the totem pole. The echelon of human beings, which it shouldn't be like that, but it's pretty fucking bad.
It makes the point. You don't fuck it up again.
But this guy gets a retirement, and he fucking did some really evil shit. That means he's at a rank where that took an act of Congress, right? So congressional people saw this. Agreed. That's your call. How the fuck can we not just at least bring up first when there's another assassination on it?
Yeah. How many fucking weeks?
However far along it got. There was
two in a matter of a few short weeks. We are 50 days away from a fucking election? Something like that.
How crazy America is my Carl right now. And we have a Kennedy jumping on board with a fucking, not a politician, a celebrity businessman fighting and getting assassination attempts. We now have the former vice president who didn't even get didn't get the ticket from her own fucking constituents. We have, dude, it's nuts. I mean, where the fuck is Ross Perot? So we have a fucking independent in the middle of this to make it more of a service. Not because we need a third person, just because,
Isn't that dude dead?
yeah, I said like that.
Oh, okay.
Like we need an independent that's got character to throw into this.
Who would you like to see?
No fucking no. I'm just saying,
The Rob Williams of the world, yeah.
yeah, Rob Williams. Rush Limbaugh, fucking Ross Perot, somebody like I got somebody that would have following and jump in and make more entertainment out of this. It's
People
sad.
I respect say all the time, how are these the best two people in the world that could be running for president for the nation of the free, the leader of the free world? It doesn't matter who we put up there because you would vilify any fucking buddy.
Oh fuck yeah, everybody's getting
It doesn't matter who you put up there. You could put motherfucking Teresa up there and she would be vilified. It doesn't matter who you put up there, you're going to vilify any of them.
Yes, because we're just a sick,
yes,
sickly cultured country right now.
We are. These
But
are
also,
the two best.
The highlights of my news today, I just want to fucking point out, because I just got to balance out. Really share my opinion. The highlight of my fucking news, I'm listening to radio, listening to all these fucking stories, and like all of them are basically just like, hey, there's a dude with an AK. It's right where fucking Trump was headed. They engaged. He took off. They found it. Okay?
Mhm.
That's it.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I get, he was a Democrat, and he said, I hate Trump. Trump's response, I hate Taylor. Dude happens to be
Dude was a
a
Swiftie.
fucking Swiftie. Bro. Like, what the fuck am I listening to? Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
Oh, it's fucking gangster, dude.
do you know what?
Thank God he didn't say he hates Slayer.
Do you know what it reminded me of? And only a true UFC fan would call this out.
Go ahead.
But Trump said, "Fucking Biden hates the bitch," right?
Yeah.
And then there's maybe some false fucking shit. Maybe there's some whatever. Then you see all these pictures of him with a Trump.
Yeah, that was funny as fuck.
It was funny. But then you start thinking about Conor McGregor and the Ultimate Fighter series.
And he's running for
And he's
president of
fucking
Ireland.
no, he's calling out TJ Dillashaw for being a fucking snake, and he doesn't really like fucking Bang. Or not he didn't like fucking Uriah, and he's gonna leave Uriah.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah, what happened? Oh, you see that whole series? Dude, Connor kept calling him out for being a snake, and he didn't really like him, and leaving the team.
Oh yeah. That was wild. That
I
was
see
long-
McGregor. This is terrible. So I don't know McGregor thing. I'm also not a Trump fan. I'm a
McGregor
fan. No, fuck that guy. But he's like,
How are you not a McGregor fan?
no,
What?
no.
I don't understand anything I'm hearing. How do we not agree on
I
any of
will
this stuff?
always watch him fight. I like watching him fight.
You're also not a fucking Ronda fan. I don't understand that.
Bro.
What the hell?
You are like
Hey, we are currently
You are
tapping
like
picking
the
applications for
fucking
co-hosts for a
cul-de-sac.
radio show.
cul-de-sac UFC fan if you like those two fucking guys.
McGregor and Ronda, two of the
she's
best.
She's no Fallon Fox. Fucking God, I just dropped that.
You're just starting fights now.
I'm
Why
fucking-
are you
I don't
being
give
this
a
way?
fuck. That dude,
You're just starting
that dude
fights.
broke a girl's face.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
We need to hurry up because we need to make room for PTSD and pageants. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, we always end every show with Never Forgotten.
This wasn't a bad show. We had 107 on.
Excellent show.
Allie came on. It was a little funky.
I think I like that setup.
I actually could hear and see the show and could hear it and talk.
And you sound great. Voice of an angel. On September 16th, 2010, Senior Airman Daniel R. Sanchez, a combat controller of the 23rd Special Tactics Squadron, was killed in action in the vicinity of Karjan District, Afghanistan, when his team came under fire of enemy insurgent with the Afghan National Army Partner Force. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're saying your prayers tonight, make sure that you remember Special Tactics Squadron Airman, Senior Airman Sanchez. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to From the Ashes on About Face Media. We're going to make room for Kendra with PTSD and Pageants. Thanks a lot for listening. We really appreciate it. With minimal gremlins this evening. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening. We're turning the mic over to PTSD and Pageants. Have a great rest of your evening.